What up guys, it's Rob for Life here today and I'm back with another video. Now today's video we're going to be talking about why Zeno's powers doesn't make any sense. But before I get into that, I do want to talk about the gameplay on this video. Now, I've been thinking of switching up my style of my content a little differently. Usually I just record my own face on the camera, and I might sometimes put up some images or a clip from a scene or something to prove my point if I'm talking about something, but usually I mostly just keep my own face on it. But I wanted to try something different. I've seen a couple other YouTubers who usually put up gameplay while they're making a video, and I felt like, why shouldn't I do that? So I already have an Elgato game capture, so I was like, you know what, let me capture my gameplay and then just put in my videos. So my future videos should have won't have my own face in it. It'll mostly have me having gameplay on it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that type of style. I just thought of changing it up a little bit, making it a little more creative for you guys. Obviously, if I have a video where I'm reacting to somebody else's video and talking about it, I'm gonna have my normal face on it. But for most of these videos nowadays, if it's just a regular discussion video like this, I'm just gonna have gameplay that I basically saved up. So enjoy my gameplay of Naruto Ninja Storm 4. I know I'm gonna be trashing this. You guys are probably like, man, you suck at this game. I definitely do, but it doesn't matter, just as long as you guys have something fun to watch. But now let's get into the topic at hand and what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about Zeno's power and how he's been written. Now, Zeno has been written to be like a very powerful, high level, character in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super. And the way they talk about him is like he's this godly being that cannot be touched. Even Beerus and the other gods of destructions are terrified of him and bow down to him. The only ones that aren't scared of him are the angels like Whis and Vados. But the only reason they're not scared of him is because their lives aren't on the line when he gets mad. When he gets mad, he usually punishes, the universe. The universe is itself, or the gods of destruction that do the job there. Whereas the angels are just the attendants there, and they don't really do much. So they have really nothing to fear from Zeno himself. He doesn't really threaten them or anything. He basically just takes them onto his, his realm, and basically gets them inactive. So they don't really do much. But yeah, they don't really have anything to fear from him. Though they do have a rule where they're not supposed to, mess with the living realm and work with the people there, because if they do, they'll lose their angel status, which we saw with Beerus and what happened with him. But yeah, let's get into why I have a problem with his power. Now, from when we first met Zeno, he comes in, Beerus and Champa jump to the floor and automatically start bowing down to him. They're completely terrified of him, and we showcased that he's supposed to be the top dog in the Dragon Ball universe. And we were all assuming, myself especially, that he's going to be the god of this universe. So he not only rules over the universe, but he basically created it, and he's like this all-powerful deity, basically just God. But from what we've seen throughout the show, it isn't that consistent with that. For him to be a godly being, there's a couple of things that need to be, put into it. One, he needs to be omnipotent. Two, he needs to be omnipresent. And three, he needs to be omniscient. Now, omnipotent means that he's all-powerful. Omnipresent means he's everywhere, and he's everywhere throughout existence, standing and stuff. And then omniscient means he's all-knowing. Now, omnipresent, I remember Surf Bones stated that, omnipresent, you can be omnipresent without being all-powerful, and he misconstrued the statement of omnipresent. He took it in small details. I'm talking about as a whole. Omnipresent basically means that you are in every place. There's no need for speed. For a character to go so fast, they would either move many times faster than the speed of light, or bend the laws of time itself with moving. But when you're omnipresent, you don't need to move. You will exist in every dimensional space simultaneously. And this is very, very important, because if, let's say, somebody's messing with time or time traveling, that time traveling and whatever messing with time would not affect that person. If you're omnipresent, it doesn't matter what timeline you would go to or whatever. There should not be an alternate timeline version of that person, or an alternate version from another dimension. They will be present throughout all, just as a one being. So that's what it basically means. And omniscient, we all know it's all-knowing. So those three are the big criteria that you need to be an all-powerful godly being. And Zeno does not really equate to them very well. At first they did very well, but after a while they kind of messed up. Now, the other statement that we get from his power, the first big statement that we get is, when Beerus, Whis, and Goku and Vegeta are sitting down and eating, and Goku's talking about like interacting with him, which Beerus gets scared and he's like, no, don't interact with this guy, and Goku's wondering why shouldn't I? What's wrong with it? And he basically explains to Goku that Zeno can kind of be a little bit dangerous and reckless. That if he gets annoyed, he can, just wipe out all of existence. He even tells him that he can wipe out all 12 of the universes in the blink of an eye. So he is so powerful that he can wipe out all of the existence and all the realities in Dragon Ball just like that without even trying. That's how powerful he was. And for us, it showcases the level of power, which makes sense why they would be afraid. But he states that, and he also states that there used to be 18 universes, but he wiped out 6 because of, I forgot, it was like hide and seek or some shit. He got mad about something, and he wiped out 6 of them just casually, which showcases that he doesn't really care too much about the universes themselves either. If he wiped out, like, I think it was like, you could say, like around like 1/3 of the universes, then it's like, yeah, this guy clearly doesn't care. But yeah, it went from 18 to 12 universes, so he just didn't care, and that showcases his level of power. But there's a disagreement with a lot of Dragon Ball fans that come out from this little discussion from Beerus, because not only does he state that that he could wipe out all the 12 universes with a blink of an eye, and that he wiped out already previously 6 when there was 18 universes, but some people state that maybe it's because he has the ability to erase universes or things out of existence, but he's just not that powerful, because Beerus stated to Goku that he's not a martial artist, he's not a fighter, he's just all powerful. And people equated this to, well, he might just have a powerful ability where he can wipe things out of existence, but he's not powerful himself, which is a dumb argument to make, because if that was the case, then Beerus and these guys at Destruction wouldn't be too afraid of him, because if he does get a little reckless, they can speed blitz him and obliterate him. Because if it's just simply in a technique where he can wipe out existence, then he wouldn't be that much of a threat, unless of, like, let's say he knows that you're going to attack him and does it prior. But if he doesn't, you can literally get the drop on him and kill him. But that's clearly not the case, because he should be far more powerful than that. But I'm just saying for argument of sake, because the argument people are saying is he's not really that strong. He's not that fast, strong or durable. He just has this, ridiculous technique and ability, which I think is a stupid argument. I don't think what Beerus was saying was that he is weak and he just uses this one thing. I think his argument, or what he was telling Goku, is he's not a fighter like you. He doesn't seek out battles and stuff to get stronger and stuff, because he's so powerful that he doesn't need to. He's so OP that he can wipe out everything with ease because he's that damn powerful. It doesn't mean that that's the only technique he knows, but that he's so powerful that he doesn't need to fight. It's kind of hard to be a fighter when you're all powerful, And there are stuff that showcase that he isn't all powerful, but I'm just saying for argument of sake, when you're all powerful, you technically don't need to be a fighter. Just because he isn't a fighter doesn't mean he isn't strong. That was kind of a dumb argument by people. So we had that. Then we go all the way to, and this is where it really started to showcase the inconsistency with his power. We get into the Goku Black arc, and he goes to Trunks' future timeline, and he has Zeno's button. He presses a button for Zeno to come and help him out. Now, I assumed when he first was going to do this, it was just going to call regular Zeno to that timeline, and he's going to be like, oh, I know this timeline, I just let it go for whatever reason. He's like it wasn't even meant to be in the first place. It was an anomaly. I didn't really care about it, so I was letting it be destroyed, whatever, however. And I was planning on, if he came here, I was planning on wiping him out anyway. But that's not what happened. What happened was it called out the Zeno of that timeline. He came, he didn't know who Goku was. Goku had introduced himself. He sees, Zamasu, he gets annoyed. He's like, this guy's annoying, and wipes him out. And we do get an impressive feat from this, which was already stated by Beerus and backed up by what it was shown. And there is an argument that some people make for this too, which I want to get into that. But before I get into that, I do want to just talk about the fact that this Zeno is a different one. And this is where the problem comes. Because like I said, you need to meet 3 criteria. You need to be omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. And by doing this, it showed that he was only one out of the 3 things. He was omnipotent. He didn't show that he was omnipresent or omniscient. And omnipresent, like I said, for you to be omnipresent, it doesn't matter if you go to a different timeline or whatever, there's only going to be one of you. There's never going to be another version. Now, we see in different, fictions, they have, multiverses where they have different counterparts of the characters in doppelgangers. Dragon Ball, they don't really have that, only when you go to like alternate timelines, which is a different thing, and I will make a video about that in the future, talking about parallel timelines and parallel universes, and or alternative timelines and parallel universes, and how they have similarities but then they're not the same. But yeah, they do that, and then sometimes they go through different timelines, and usually if a character is like omniscient, they do not have other versions of him in these worlds because there's only one. And you can see this in Marvel with Molecule Man. Molecule Man, if you go to different universes, there's only one that keeps on repeating because Molecule Man cannot be changed through time and dimension itself. He is omnipresent, and he's not even a godly being. So the fact that Zeno is somebody as powerful as him and supposed to be the ruler of all the Dragon Ball universes, the fact that he is that powerful yet he is not omnipresent is kind of ridiculous. So yeah, if he was technically omnipresent, there would be no such thing as an alternate timeline Zeno. There would be only one, because you can't be all powerful and have multiple versions of an all powerful being. It could only be one all powerful being. So yeah, that thing didn't really make much sense to me, and I didn't really like the direction they went there with him. But yeah, he basically got there, and then it also showed he's not omniscient because he also didn't know who Zamasu was or Goku. He only thought Zamasu was annoying and he wiped him out. Hell, it makes him even less omniscient and kind of stupid, the fact that all this stuff was happening in his timeline and he didn't know about it. He was surprised, like, who is this guy? Like, are you kidding me? This guy killed all the Supreme Kais from every other universe, thus killing all the other gods of destruction, thus inactivating all the angels that sent them back to your dimension. And he's wiped out countless lives. I'm pretty sure he stated that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Zamasu stated that him and Goku Black wiped out all the inhabitants on all the universes except for Earth. Earth was the last one, which doesn't make sense because it's like, what about Jiren and the Pride Troopers? I'm pretty sure Jiren could KO kill like Goku Black, and even if he can't beat Zamasu, he could at least stop him and detain him some way. But yeah, so that didn't make much sense, but still, he didn't know any of this was happening in his own universe, which to me is just ridiculous that he didn't know that. And then he wipes out the timeline. So this is where it's an impressive feat, because he wipes out all the existence, all the universes, and the timeline itself, because Zamasu basically merged with it and he found him annoying. Personally, I felt that they could have done a way where he, wiped out Zamasu from all the universes without wiping out all the universes as a whole, but he seems to not really care. But he did that, and there was nothing left. And there's a couple of stuff we can discuss about this. One, what was he planning to do? Just stay there forever doing nothing? And two, some people say that he didn't wipe out the timelines itself, just the universes, which makes no sense. How do you wipe out all the space but not the time with it? Of time and space are the same, connected. So yeah, it showed a white blank space, but that's just because, that white blank space is just a representation of nothingness or emptiness. Usually they put it in other forms of media. But they did that. Also, this led people to say, well, he's also not that omnipotent, because he's only wiped out 12 universes. He wiped them out easily, but he only wiped out 12. But my kind of argument to that is, the only reason he wiped out only 12 is because there is only 12 universes. That argument is going by is basically going by the fact that stating that, oh, well, he couldn't wipe out more than that. I'm pretty sure he could have wiped out more than 12 universes. We don't know how much he might have a limit, seeing as how they've been writing him. He might, but just because he only wiped out 12 universes doesn't mean he peaks out to 12. It just showcases that there was only 12 universes. Who knows, maybe if there was like 50 universes, he could wipe out 100 universes, he could wipe out maybe even infinite amount of universes. I'm not saying he can, but from that argument, that's a piss poor argument to make, that, oh, he didn't wipe out, he's not high multiversal because he didn't wipe out 1,000 universes. Well, there's not 1,000 universes that exist in Dragon Ball, so it's gonna kind of be hard for him to do something that this, like it's like I said, if they stated that that's the most he can do, then that's one thing. But if it's, let's say there are countless other universes and then he can wipe it out, he couldn't wipe it out, then you can say that. But from right now, I would just say that's what we've been shown. But he could definitely wipe out more than that if he can do it casually. We just don't know if he can do like an infinite amount of realities he can wipe out. And I don't want to go by that because they might just prove his power once again. But they had that. There's a whole discussion there. Then we get to the Tournament of Power, and this is where things get a little more ridiculous too. We have the two Zenos, which was very dumb. But then basically we have one scene that made no sense. It was the fight with Dispo. Dispo was showcasing his tremendous speed. There was already that whole big argument about are they light speed because of how fast he was going. I made a video on that. You guys should go check it out. I basically debunked that argument. It was a little more tricky on why people think it is, but it was just incorrect. But I want to go into talking about his speed in general. I'm not going to be talking about how many times he's faster than the speed of light. We know he is faster than the speed of light. We don't know how much, but we know he is. And while he's fighting, I think it was when he was against Golden Frieza and Gohan. Zeno, the two Zenos are like cheering that, saying this is amazing. But at one point they state that they can't see him. They're saying he's going so fast that they can't even see him. And Grand Priest basically gives him a God pad, and they use the God pad to basically slow down the visuals of him moving so they can see him. And to me, that I thought that was dumb. They already they already ruined him by having an alternate timeline version of him, thus not making him omnipresent. But also they showcased that he didn't even know what was happening in his own timeline, thus also making him not omniscient. But now he is. Another weakness they gave him is the fact that he can't see Dispo's speed, which is kind of ridiculous. It's one thing if it's the other characters than the tournament, because they're lower level beings, but you would assume a being that can wipe out all of existence like that, and is supposed to be the god of it and the ruler of it, should be powerful enough to be able to detect a guy moving at Dispo speed, especially without using the help of machines such as the God Pad, which I'm gonna give that one a pass because the God Pad is more like a it's probably not regular technology. It's obviously like divine technology or whatever. But the problem I have with it is the fact that he couldn't track Dispo's speed, which is just ridiculous. How are you gonna tell me he's this powerful and this dangerous if you can't track it? And like I said, if he's that weak, then why would Beerus and Champa and them be so afraid of him? They could literally speed blitz this guy because Beerus should be significantly faster than Dispo. He should be able to speed blitz him and blow him, Hakai him or obliterate him or whatever. So it's like, it makes no sense to me. I think they really dropped the ball when it came to handling Zeno's power. Now it left a lot of people to think that, because a lot of people think that he might be the most powerful, but now people are arguing that maybe there's a powerful being even more stronger than him, like Zeno's father or some bullshit like that. So now people are saying that there's probably a hierarchy even above Zeno, and we might find out later on in the future that there's a being that is, omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. And if that's the case, it would be stupid to have him as the ruler and then have somebody above him and stuff. But I can kind of see, at least it will have some high-level being. The only problem I really have is, I was hoping that they would have some God being in this. And when I mean God, I don't mean like godly level beings. I mean a being that is literally the representation for the Judeo-Christian God, where it's an all-powerful being that can do everything and anything. That's what they need, because then they'll have a final hierarchy to the structure. But from the way they showed, Zeno doesn't really fit that bill with a lot of the stuff that he's missing. So that's one of the things I really didn't like how they handled his character. I also want to know about the universes. How are the universes created? He says he's the ruler, but does he create the universes or what? Because he wiped out 6 and then just left it at 12. And the other one, he wiped out all the other universes in that timeline, in Trunks' timeline, and he just was standing there. And it's like, can they create universes or they can only destroy it? So it's like, yeah, there's a lot more to it. It could either be there's like some time in the future there might be another godly being above him, like how they did with Kami, and then they did with King Kai, and then they did with the Grand Kai and then the Supreme Kai. But who knows? I think it could just be bad writing or whatever. But yeah, I think they really messed up and butchered Zeno. He should have been the top dog, but the way they're showing him is he has a lot of weaknesses in what he's capable of doing, which, if I'm being honest, I don't like that. I would rather prefer him just to be an all-powerful being. Also, they kind of showed he was a little more intelligent with the whole, him strategizing the Tournament of Power, and basically his the reason he did it was because he wanted better universes, and that whoever wanted, if they made a selfish wish, he would wipe them all out. If they had to make the wish to wish everyone, all the universes back. That I thought was very clever, but I was like, seeing as how the other timeline Zeno was so oblivious to his own universe, I don't buy that this Zeno can make that plan that intricate. So yeah, it's just dumb to me the way they handled it. But then again, it's Dragon Ball Super. They haven't really handled a lot of the characters' power scaling and feats very well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this video is a little bit different style than my normal ones, where it's usually just normally my face on it. This one had quite a bit of me just having gameplay of the Naruto game, and I know I've lost quite a bit in some of the fights. This was my first time playing this game since like 2 to 3 months. I haven't played this game for 2 to 3 months, so yeah, it's just me getting back in. I hope you guys enjoy this style of content. Let me know in the comment section if you guys enjoy this style of content where I have gameplay and you just hear my voice talking about these topics, or would you prefer to just see my face? Because personally, I think this way is going to be very creative and original. I want to give you guys some new stuff and some stuff that you guys might enjoy. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it, because I wanna put as much creativity in my videos for you guys, so you guys have something there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for next time.